Imagine two children born on the same day. One wakes up in a small apartment, the other wakes up in a house with a trust fund waiting. Fast forward 40 years. Both work hard, both make smart choices, but one owns assets that grow while he sleeps. The other trades time for money. Here's the paradox. If success is about hard work, why do the wealthy get richer, even during crises? Is it talent, discipline, or something built into the system itself? Tonight we're pulling back the curtain because the rich getting richer is not luck, it's design. Over the last 40 years, global wealth inequality has exploded. According to data from institutions like Oxfam and Global Wealth Reports, the top 1% owns more wealth than the bottom half of the world combined. But this didn't happen overnight. After World War II, many countries had high taxes on the wealthy, strong unions, growing middle classes. But in the 1980s, something shifted. Tax policies changed, financial markets expanded, globalization accelerated. Money began to move faster than labor ever could. And here's the key difference. Workers earn wages, the wealthy own assets, and assets behave very differently. Think of the economy as a game. Most people play offense. They work, they hustle, they trade hours for income. But the wealthy, they own the stadium. When you buy a house with a mortgage, the bank earns interest. When you swipe your credit card, a financial institution takes a cut. When companies grow, shareholders collect dividends. Assets generate cash flow, and cash flow buys more assets. It's a self-feeding loop. Now add compounding. If you earn $50,000 a year from wages, it stops when you stop working. But if you own $5 million in appreciating assets and they grow at 7% annually, that's $350,000 a year without lifting a finger. And here's the hidden lever. Asset prices rise when money supply expands. When central banks lower interest rates, borrowing becomes cheap. Cheap money flows into stocks, into real estate, into private equity. And who already owns those assets? The wealthy. When markets crash, governments often intervene. Stimulus packages, liquidity injections. These policies prevent total collapse. But they also inflate asset prices again. It's like gravity. When the system falls, it lands on the mattress of monetary policy. And those holding assets bounce back first. Let's rewind to 2008. The global financial system nearly collapsed. Homes were foreclosed, jobs vanished, retirement savings evaporated. For millions, it was devastation. But what happened next? Central banks slashed interest rates to near zero. They injected trillions into the system. Stock markets eventually recovered, then surged to historic highs. Real estate rebounded, then skyrocketed. Those who owned assets before the crash recovered and then multiplied their wealth. Those who lost homes, they often never caught up. Fast forward to 2020, another crisis. Pandemic shutdowns, economic paralysis. Again, trillions in stimulus. Again, asset prices soared. Meanwhile, wages barely kept pace with inflation. The turning point wasn't the crash, it was the rescue, because rescue favors ownership. So what are the ripple effects? Rising housing costs, higher barriers to entry, a generation locked out of property ownership, student debt climbs, asset valuations expand. The wealthy leverage their holdings to buy even more. Private equity acquires neighborhoods. Corporations buy back shares. Meanwhile, workers face higher living costs without equivalent wage growth. Over time, wealth concentrates, not because effort disappeared, but because ownership compounds. The system rewards capital more than labor. This isn't a story about villains, it's about incentives. The modern financial system is built to stabilize markets. Stability requires asset support. Asset support increases asset values, and asset ownership is uneven. So the rich get richer, not because they are lucky, but because they are positioned where the system directs growth. The unsettling truth? If you only sell time, you fight gravity. If you own assets, you ride it. So here's the real question. Is wealth inequality a flaw in the system or its natural outcome? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to understand how money really moves, subscribe, comment, and share for more updates. Thank you.